Welcome, everyone, to today's MIC monthly meditation. My name's Scott Quinn. Thank you for joining us. And we're blessed today to have with us a dear friend of MIC, Sonja Gardenswartz. And Sonja was born into a family of a Holocaust survivor, growing up during the civil rights movement, witnessing the suffering that comes from seeing ourselves as separate, became interested then in understanding suffering, the causes, and the way of healing. What does it mean to be part of a change in the world, and how might we engage with it? So Sonja has practiced and studied in a variety of different fields and came to Zen meditation practice in 1981, and finally to San Francisco Zen Center in 1991, joining in the lineage of Shuryu Suzuki Roshi. She received the precepts in 1995 and was ordained as a Soto Zen priest by Tenshin Reb Anderson in 2012 in the Soto Zen lineage. And she was given the name Pure Stream Ancient Patience. Sonja has practiced continuously since 1991 at Green Gulch Farm and Tassajara Zen Mountain Center, holding a variety of temple staff positions. She resided for 11 years at Tassajara, and since returning to Green Gulch is currently the assistant to the director and the senior Dharma teacher, Tenshin Reb Anderson. We're so thrilled to have you back with us here today, Sonja. We adore you and are grateful for your presence in our community.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see, am I muted? No, you can hear me okay. Yeah? Great. Well, thank you so much. And good evening to the few of us that are here. And then possibly the many of the invisible beings that will join in some other time. And I wanted to start with, whether it's right now in the present or in the Zoom in the future, just to say welcome and to thank Esmeralda and Scott and MIC and Zoom, this amazing thing that happened because of COVID that kind of brought us together, and the electricity and the light, and for the support that we all feel through MIC, or that you give to MIC and that we offer to the world, and the thank yous could just kind of keep on going. So this welcome and thank you is, and gratitude is like a way to start every moment or every day, to say welcome to whatever thus comes. And in some ways, I'm using that as the bridge to cultivating a posture and mind and body to meet and greet and be able to hold the unexpected. And this welcome what thus comes is an attitude, is a posture. And I'm kind of holding here at my chest, but kind of an opening, and open to what is it that is arising. And when we sit, we have an opportunity to embody a way to stop, pause, engage a mind that notices the gap. And when there's this gap or this space, we actually have an opportunity to not react with our conditioning, is what I would say. Not to react, but to respond. And with what kind of response would you like to bring to any moment or to your life? And that might have, or I say does have, something to do with your intention. What is it that you want to bring and use this life as an offering? When we sit, we're not just sitting for ourselves. It's a way to get to know this self, a way to become more intimate and familiar with this one, and where we go off the rails or when we actually meet the moment, when we can actually give our, I'm going to call it our best self, but the self that you want to offer. And that is a discipline, or it's a practice. And often I am reminded of, I think of basketball, not that I'm a basketball player, but I know they have to do a lot of dribbling and a lot of aiming for the basket before they can really recognize where their balance is, where they are in space and time in relationship to other people, to the time and to what's needed. So I don't know if we have basketball players here, but if you're cooking, you know when to add the spice, when the onions are just right. If you're an artist and you're painting, you know exactly when and how to mix the colors. So this is a discipline. If you're a musician and you take up guitar or piano or violin or voice, working with your voice, you know, it's something you do over and over and over again, and fall down, get up. That's one move. So tonight I wanted to talk about posture, because posture has something to do and communicates an attitude. When you meet someone, how your face and your voice and your body is in a moment is the beginning of a communication. So are you in attunement with what it is you would like to be offering, what it is you want to be communicating? So how that's, for me, this sitting is like finding a still point. It's finding the still point. And maybe before I sit, I remember in the early days when I would bow, I think, may any positive energy that comes out of this, I offer back into the world. So we sit not just for ourselves, but it is refreshing and renewing ourselves. But then when our this self is renewed and refreshed, you go out and you meet people in a refreshed way. So mostly it's when we sit, there's some things that happen, like the first things that you're sitting, things that are engaged, you're sitting, you're breathing, and finding a place of balance. So for tonight's sitting, if you can find your sit bones, and maybe you might, I'm putting my hands kind of right here at my breastbone, and give yourself just a little push up so that there's an opening that happens. When we sit in a chair or we walk and we're sort of slouched, if there's a slouching, I'm exaggerating that, it's like your lungs get compressed, your little kidneys and your liver, all the organs don't really have enough space to do the job that they want to do to keep you going. So this sitting up and opening is making yourself available in a steady and finding a balanced position. So if you can do that for tonight, just find a way to, sometimes if you, I've got my hands on the chair here and I'm just lifting myself up and coming back down so I can feel where I land in that kind of upright place. And I want to say a couple more things and then we'll go into the meditation. And I came across this interesting picture, I guess I would say, about that made me think of the sitting and kind of what I think of ourselves as finessing our lives and letting go of thought. So finding a place where there's a pause, we're not involved in, I'm going to say, figuring it out. And supposedly that Michelangelo said he would take a large piece of stone and take away something that was not elephant. And then everything, after he took away a big piece, everything that was not elephant, he pared it away. And this practicing in concentration is a way of taking away whatever is not needed or not in attunement or alignment, since we're talking about body, posture, alignment, with what it is that matters to you most. What is the gift you would like to offer? Not what you want to get. We're not getting anything. But if we find a place of calm, then it's a place of gift giving. So we have a chant that we do here at the beginning of meditation, which I'm going to say what it is, and I'm going to tweak it a little bit for our meditation, because tonight I want to really focus on one of the Buddhist seals, which is impermanence. Everything changes, nothing lasts. You got up this morning, you had your coffee, your tea, maybe some breakfast, brushed your teeth, worked, had conversation. A lot happened to bring you to this moment here tonight or some future Zoom review. So nothing that happened earlier today exists anymore, and the people you met along the way, it's over. You met them, and now time moved on. You'll re-meet them if all goes well, but it's over. And appreciating impermanence, and did I look at somebody and really look at their eyes and say, I see you. Thank you. I remember you. Just really to remember, because we don't really know at any moment whether we will see someone or go someplace or be somewhere or in a garden again at the same time, in the same place. So the chant we do here is an unsurpassed, penetrating, and perfect Dharma, that would be teaching, is rarely met with, even in 100,000 million kalpas. Having it to see and listen to remember and accept, I vow to taste the truth of the Tathagata, or in this case, the Buddha's words, or we could say the teachings of Jesus or Moses, the teachings of the wisdom, to remember and taste the truth of the teaching. So I'm going to ring a bell so we can kind of settle into a posture. You can have your eyes closed if you like. We often encourage people not to close our eyes, because that can lead to dullness or drowsiness or dreaming. And eyes wide open is kind of another way of grasping outsideness. So this meditation is a way of actually making contact with an insideness. Usually we're involved in outsideness, but this meditation is an insideness. So I'm going to ring a bell, and you can find that place in your posture. You could use your breath as a way to come back. You see a thought come up. If you say, oh, not breath, that is the practice of coming back. So thinking is not the problem, but remembering that we just want to come back to pause, open, using the breath in this case. So closed eyes might make you drowsy or sleepy or go into imagination, but eyes kind of just looking 45 degrees down and just bringing your attention to your breath or quiet. and I'll ring a bell, and then I think I'll just do a little bit of talking, and we'll have some quiet, and then you see what you might notice, or how you go off and how you come back. And each breath is its own thing. It doesn't last. It's impermanent. It might be a short breath. It might be a long breath. So here's the bell. You can find your spot where you are. I'm going to ring it 3 times. And once to bring us back. Sitting up, open. And unsurpassed, penetrating, and perfect moment is rarely met with. In 100,000 million moments of a day, of a life. Having an opportunity for a moment, I vow to be present for, to taste the truth, the meaning of a moment, of this moment. An unsurpassed, penetrating, deeply felt moment. Is rarely met with. Even in 100,000 million moments. Our life is a collection of small moments with awe and amazement. Everything changes. Cultivating some presence when not moving around. Check your posture. Resting your gaze, tasting the moment. you get really still, at the end of the out breath is a great space. It's a great space before you take the next breath or allow. Breathing out is a practice of opening your hands and letting go. Breathing in stillness. And if you catch yourself moving, just say, not still. An unsurpassed, penetrating, and perfect moment is rarely met with. Even in 100,000 million opportunities, I vow to taste the truth of this fleeting moment. Right now, we sit for ourselves, find the space, so we can use our faith, our many faiths, and practice to be a positive energy. Needn't find what's most important or what matters to you, but allow it to reveal itself. When the unexpected comes, there can be fear, grief, joy, surprise. Everything changes. Can you meet it with curiosity? The world seems to be on fire now. With what coolness can you meet it? Breathing in, not dwelling in the past thought or feeling. Breathing out, being open to myriad circumstances. Taking care of our own fear, finding some compassion, our grief. We can be there for others. In stillness, mind and body merge and go beyond the past thought. I love getting to the bottom of the out breath. Can you feel it? There's just a little space before the turnaround. You have to be very quiet and still to feel it. It's hard to be still. Your life is a collection of moments. One still moment, you let it penetrate, can grow. An unsurpassed, penetrating, and perfect still moment. Is rarely met with in the midst of 100,000 million opportunities. Taking a moment to let it register and say, welcome, thank you. So take your time. If you've been in stillness, your eyes were closed, you can carefully open them, slowly, gently. Come back. We'll regroup. Thank you, everybody. Are we, Esmeralda, are we still recording? Yeah.